Okay, in order to make up for the fact that I didn't put out a video in a while, double feature. This is my week 4 pick 'em. Alright, first up we have Atlanta versus San Francisco. I gotta say, I like Atlanta in this one. Now, I don't think that San Francisco is going to be revitalized or anything by ditching their offensive coordinator. That's not a long-term decision, okay? That is a short-term spark, okay? That's the kind of thing that you would do in order to re-energize your team. Now, I think that San Francisco is going to make this close, but I'm afraid they're going to fall to 0-4. Atlanta takes this one. Then we have the New York Jets versus Buffalo. This one, I think that the Jets are going to take it. Now, I'll admit, Buffalo did nice when they put up 30 against the New England Patriots and nearly won. But do you think that the league's worst offense can take on the league's best defense and put up 30 points? Do you think that they'll put up double-digit points? Not likely. I'll take the Jets in this one. Next up, the Battle of the Buckeye States, Cincinnati versus Cleveland. And this one is going to Cincy. Now, even though Peyton Hillis got like 180 yards against Pittsburgh, he's not going to single-handedly win this game for the Cleveland Browns. They need more help for that team, and Jerome Harrison's injured, so it's not going to come in the form of a 1-2 punch at running back. They need somebody else, and I don't see anybody else stepping up. Okay. Cincinnati, on the other hand, I think that their passing game is going to come alive in this game. All right. Ocho Cinco will probably have a good game. I could see the two rookies, Jordan Shipley and Jermaine Gresham, have a nice day. And who knows? Maybe even T.O. will show up. You never know. I say Cincy's going to take this one pretty quick. It's going to be a good one. Okay. Cincy's going to win. Green Bay versus Detroit. Do I really have to say who I think is going to win this one? Detroit! No, I'm just kidding. It's going to be Green Bay. Easily. All right? For one, Detroit's on the road. End of story. And on top of that, I don't think that Detroit's going to win a game as long as they have Sean Hill at the helm. Now, I used to be big on Sean Hill. I'll say that over and over again. Back when he was with San Francisco, I thought he was awesome. But with Detroit, something's just not clicking. I don't like it. I don't think that he's going to be that big. And I think that he's going to limit Calvin Johnson until Matthew Stafford comes back. So, until he does come back, I'll give this one to Green Bay. Tennessee versus Denver. Some could consider this one an upset, but I am going for Denver. Now, all of a sudden, Denver has a passing game. Who would have thought? I mean, let's see here. Start of the season, no clear number one. You had Kyle Orton, but you also had Brady Quinn and Tim Tebow. I mean, that's kind of a tricky situation. They went with Orton, and thank God they did. Because if they went with Brady Quinn, I was worried that it might end up like last year's Browns all over again. Like the early season one, not the last 4 games of the season when they won 4 in a row. The Browns, not those guys. But anyway, this is going to be a good one. And oh, I forgot to mention about the quarterback situation. The wide receivers at the start of the season, there was no number one. Now there's 4 number ones: Eddie Royal, Demaryius Thomas, Jabbar Gaffney, and Brandon Lloyd. This is a good team. I like Denver to take this one. Okay, next up we have Seattle versus St. Louis. Now, St. Louis is finally back to their winning ways. And then they lost Steven Jackson. Now, this means that Sam Bradford is going to get a lot more interesting, and so will some of his receivers. I see Mark Clayton having a huge day. I see Daniel Fells having a nice day. And Danny Amendola, I think that he might be a very deep sleeper if you need one. But this is not, sleeper stuff. All right, if you want that, go to the Hot Tub Sleeper Picks. All right, they have sleeper picks and they have better breasts than I do. You win some, you lose some. But anyway, I still see Seattle taking this one, alright? Without their team captain on the field, St. Louis, I don't like their odds. Take Seattle in this one. Plus, Seattle's really surprised me. So, yeah. Next up, New Orleans versus Carolina. This is not a hard decision. New Orleans will take this one. They're going to rebound after their loss to Atlanta. And besides, Carolina's in rebuilding mode, okay? They're still trying to transition Jimmy Clausen in. And until he comes in, I don't think that any wide receiver on that team is going to have a very good day. And when that happens, the running backs take a drop off too. So I like New Orleans in this one, and I think that it's going to be a big game for them. Then the battle of the big D's. Not Dallas versus Denver, no. Pittsburgh versus Baltimore. Now, is it just me, or does those two cities just sound tough? You know what I mean? Pittsburgh, Baltimore. But anyway, I'll take Baltimore in this one. Now, I will say, Pittsburgh starting 3-0, didn't see that one coming. Baltimore, I think that they're just the team to take them down a peg. Charlie Batch is not going to throw for 300 yards against Baltimore, okay? He'll be lucky if he throws 200 yards and doesn't throw two interceptions. Give me Baltimore in this one. Now we get to the late games. Houston versus Oakland. Houston versus Oakland. Houston versus Oakland. Amazing offense. Terrible defense. Give me Houston. I'll take them for this one. Then we have Indianapolis versus Jacksonville. Now this is another one that's not that difficult. David Garrard has been holding this team back. And the worst part is, there's nobody behind him. Yes, they just signed Trent Edwards. But still, like I said, nobody behind him. We got Edwards and Luke McCown. I mean, those two are in a legitimate battle for number 2 on that team. That's not a good sign. I'll take Indy in a blowout. Like 40-something to single-digit score. It's not going to be pretty if you're a Jacksonville fan. Then we have Philadelphia versus Washington. Donovan McNabb coming home to the people that hate him. Philadelphia. Now, there's a whole tangent I can go off on about Philadelphia fans and their relationship with Donovan McNabb, but that's for another video at another time. For this one, Philadelphia, I think is going to win this one. Michael Vick is going to have another good game against another poor defense. All right. Now, after this week, Michael Vick's status as like elite quarterback comes into question a little bit, seeing as how it gets just a touch more difficult after this week. But for this week, it's Philadelphia. No problem. San Diego versus Arizona. Now, San Diego may be 1-2. Arizona may be 2-1. Arizona doesn't deserve to be 2-1. And San Diego doesn't deserve to be 1-2. San Diego is clearly the better team in this matchup. They lost 2 games in whacked out decisions. I'm not saying they're bad, I'm just saying they were weird. In Arizona, how are they 2-1? Any team with Derek Anderson on it shouldn't be 2-1, okay? And on top of that, they're down 3 receivers, okay? This is not the Colts, okay? There's not this type of depth on that team that there is on the Colts, all right? Steven Williams might have a good day. I'm not seeing it, but he might. But that's still no reason to pick Arizona. I'm going with San Diego. New York Giants versus Chicago. Can you believe that Chicago is the underdog in this game? I don't get that, really. It blows my mind, really. They're listed as the Giants are listed as a 4-point favorite, despite the fact that they're 1-2 and the Bears are 3-0. And come on, you saw it at my other place. You know, the Brian Urlacher posters. I got a picture on my wall that has me in a Bears jersey that says #1 draft pick. This is going for Chicago, okay? They're on a serious roll. Jay Cutler is not going to be, or Jay Cutler is not the turnover-prone machine that we thought that he was going to be this season. So why wouldn't you pick Chicago? Finally, Monday Night Football, Miami versus New England. Now this one might seem crazy, but I like Miami in this one. All right. First off, New England is going to be without nearly all of their running backs. Now that might be a good thing for fantasy purposes, seeing as how one guy will probably get the majority of the carries, and that's looking more and more like what's his name, Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, and not say Sammy Morris or Danny Woodhead. But Miami, they've got a good thing going. Chad Henne to Brandon Marshall is becoming a very potent combo. And the running backs, not too shabby at all. And on top of that, Carlos Dansby has become a one-man wrecking crew. So I don't think that that's too far out of the picture. I say Miami will take Monday Night Football in a bit of an upset. So that's it for your Week 4 pick'ems. See you later.